Welcome, everyone, to another episode of POSTGAME Live. My name is Benny, and the Cats had a win. We should be happy. It wasn't the prettiest of wins, but we got it done against the Richmond Tigers. It was 14 goals, 19, 103 to 9 goals, 10, 64 in the end. Somewhat flattering scoreline for the Tigers, considering it was out to 65 points at one stage. But the Cats really put the cue in the rack in the last quarter and probably never got out of second gear all day, really, which you would expect, especially when the game is in the bag. So we love watching Geelong play scintillating champagne football, but unfortunately we didn't get that today. And sometimes you get what the opposition gives you, or you play to the level of the opposition. So that's that. Hello to everyone in the chat. Welcome for joining us. I can see Glenn, Mark, Horatio. Hello. Kick. I think you might be new, Kick. How you going? Welcome to the show, and everyone else who's watching and is not in the chat as well. We are brought to you by Shannon Pizza, sponsoring this episode or this program all year. Shannon Pizza. We give away a free large pizza on PostGame Live every week. What's PostGame Live? Well, if you're new to the show, most of you are familiar with it by now. It's essentially just talkback radio with webcams and a microphone and all that. So we'll get some guests on. I've got Ethan in the green room, getting close to being ready to come on, but I'll talk for a few minutes and go through the game and how I saw it at least. Maybe this is what I always forget to do. I always forget to do my votes early in the piece, and then I forget to actually give them out. So I might do that first. All right, let's get that little graphic out of the way. So, as I said, the Cats with a 39-point win, good enough, did enough. We couldn't go top of the ladder after Adelaide won earlier today over North Melbourne. We could only lose it, and when we were 65 points up, that wasn't going to happen. So, really nothing to play for at this point. Just didn't want to get anyone injured. Reece Stanley tried to kill himself a couple of times in some contests. Jack Bowes landed all clear at one stage. I'm thinking, can we just put an end to this game? That'd be nice. But it wasn't, we finally got Mitch Nevitt on late. I think who came off for Mitch Nevitt? I can't remember now. It's escaped my mind. I'll figure it out in a sec. Or let me know in the chat if you want. But Mitch Nevitt came on. Didn't really do a hell of a lot, but didn't really get much time to do much either. Jezza, the story of the day. Well, one of the stories of the day anyway. Jezza had a big chance. He had a lot of shots on goal today. What did he kick? 4 goals, 4. Yeah, 4 goals, 4. 20 touches. He got a stack of the ball. But just his radar's just a little bit off. He's definitely had a thirst for the footy, a thirst for a goal today, but couldn't quite execute when he wanted to. And often wasn't looking to pass it off. You could see it in his eyes. He had one thought only, and that was to kick a goal. But a little bit off, as was Tyson Stengel, who I was really hoping was going to ignite, but hasn't quite done it yet. 2 goals for Tyson Stengel. Blitzarves, thank you, Ethan. It was Blitzarves that came off. Amy's just correcting us all, just to straighten us up a little bit. Hello, Amy. I'll just highlight your comment here. Yeah, game was over at halftime. Get over it. Lost the second half, but that doesn't matter. Second spot's already secured. Rather ease off and avoid injuries. Yeah, I think, we just like watching Geelong play great footy. But hopefully we'll get some opportunities to see the Cats have some famous victories that we'll remember forever over the next month. That'll be great. I'm feeling pretty good about going into the first week at least. Looking likely to be Brisbane or Collingwood. Haven't done the ladder predictor since last night, but I don't imagine anything's going to change too much. Hey, Sticks, welcome to the chat as well. And Go Time. Hello. Top 2. Yeah, another year, another top 2 finish for us. We just find a way to do it, don't we? We absolutely find a way to do it. Who else for the Cats? Look, Sean Manor played really well. I guess the biggest story, I touched on 2 stories. Tom Atkins has broken the home and away record. Not the home and away record. Most tackles in a season. I think he already had the home and away record, but he's now achieved most tackles in a season. I think late or at some stage through the fourth quarter, he might have got that. The commentators didn't realise for a couple of minutes. Mrs. Hoops was onto it straight away. Ended up with 9 tackles for the game. I reckon he should have had a lot more. I feel like Champion Data might review this game and add a couple more tomorrow or the next day when they have another look at the game. I reckon there was a couple in that first half he absolutely missed. G'day, Gary. Bulldozer Atkins, 100%. Who's this? What's this Collywall's rubbish? What are you talking about, Sticks? Oh, sorry. It's probably, yeah. Anyway, there you are. Sparlock, barracking for the Hawks tomorrow. What are you talking? Vomit emoji. We did what we needed to do and came away with no injuries. That we know of. Hawks could go third if they beat the Lions. Now, that's a question for the chat. A question for the chat. Would you rather play Collingwood, Brisbane, or Hawthorn? I think Hawthorn's probably less likely, but one of the three, I'd say. Anyway, answer that question for me in the chat. I'm going to get Ethan on. But before I do. Ethan, welcome.
Hey, the way the last couple years have gone, it's nice to be able to just kind of chill in the final round like that.
Yeah.
Not too much to overanalyze. Look, we did what we needed to. We got out of there unscathed.
Yep.
I appreciate that North gave it their all and just put up a fight, because it looked like they could have rolled over a few times and unfortunately couldn't stop Adelaide from scoring. They actually ended up winning on expected score. So I think we'd be minor premiers on the expected score ladder.
Okay. We're the premiership favourites now, if you listen to Australian media, which is making me
I go back and forth. There are days when I watch us and think, oh, yeah, we can hang with anyone. And there are days when I look at us and, you go and watch like the Bulldogs-Crows game a few weeks ago. It's like, wait, we're supposed to compete with those two teams? But as I've said all year, us at 70% will beat everyone else at 70%, basically. There are teams that on their best day you don't want to run into.
Exactly. I mean, if we bring that form in the finals, which we won't, it's been the Geelong DNA all year. We just can't play well against the lesser teams. We beat them.
This one you can chalk up similar to the Essendon game. Once you got out to a nice lead, it's like, all right, whatever. At that point, the goal was to not get hurt. Most important moment of the day was Brian passing that concussion test.
Yes.
Even though I think he would, with the 12-day period, he would have been good to go. Still glad that doesn't seem to be a concern. You wait for a couple days to see if anyone has delayed symptoms or any soft tissue thing. But I think we're in good shape.
He got a smack on the nose, so it didn't seem to be anywhere near that area or sort of at the back, which is probably the vulnerable places.
Yeah, I was surprised that they even bothered looking at it.
Better to be safe than sorry. It's probably because he had a history this year.
Yeah.
And they didn't want to take any risk, which I appreciated. So
yeah, look, the lead was as much as 75
65? No,
60,
maybe it was
60
70.
was the biggest lead, I think, or
okay,
something in the 60s, 65 maybe.
Yep.
Let me check that. So again, there's nothing to stress over. Like, obviously, you're not going to face a team that's that sloppy in the forward half as Richmond was for pretty much the entire first half. I mean, some of their entries were really bad. Like, their midfield was competitive.
It's terrible. Yep.
I mean, they were, for the game, and this was boosted by the fourth quarter, they got to 40% efficiency inside 50, and it was down around 30 for a lot. Okay, so largest lead was 71, yeah.
Okay.
Nothing to
39. Yep, okay.
Nothing to get worked up over, just considering, once Adelaide had won, it was just, okay, it's not about how much we win by, just get the 4 points, and we'll be back here in a couple weeks. And so situationally, what it looks like is, if Brisbane win, it's Brisbane. That's simple enough. Now, if Hawthorn win, then it comes down to percentage. And I think, the equations for that all get complex. But basically, by less than 2 goals, we'd probably be playing Collingwood.
Mm-hmm.
And if Hawthorn win comfortably, we'd be playing Hawthorn. And the
Well,
overwhelming.
Hawthorn wins by 20 points, or there are more than 10 points. Let's say we're playing them in the first final, but if they lose or win by less than 10 points, then we're playing Collingwood. I know it's a little bit confusing. It's
like
if
a
they
1
had
point.
a small win, a small Hawthorn win means we play Collingwood.
Yes, which I think would be the best case scenario, just
that's
going off of form.
Yeah.
Although, anything can change with the 2-week layoff. I think it's better that we got most of our guys in there today rather than have guys, go without a game for 2 straight weeks. There's debate to be had over that.
I'm happy to have that debate now, actually, because I've been thinking about it a fair bit. And when are they going to change this? If you're going to have a pre-finals break, surely it has to be before the grand final to allow everyone to get over any injuries they might have, and you've got the best players out there on the most important day of the year. Or you just do away with it. I mean, do you absolutely need it?
Just off of my personal schedule, I'm totally cool with having next week.
Yeah, true. I mean, that's, yeah.
Just with conflicts I have, I am totally glad to have next week.
Yeah, well, there you go. It makes sense. So I don't know I think we've got something planned next week.
There's still a game to be made up on Wednesday.
Yes, that's true.
That would have been a pain to figure out. I mean, it's a pain to figure out already. It would have been even worse if we didn't have that pre-finals bye to work with.
The only game we do get next weekend is the Teddy Whitten Legends game, which Gary Ablett Jr. is playing in. So that is something that I'm a little bit interested in.
Yeah, and you got the women playing.
Yeah, of course. The women's round are playing as well. But in terms of AFL and I don't know if there might even be a couple of AFLW players. Maybe Lauren Phillips should get a run around again. Is it Lauren Phillips, or is that the one that used to be married to Gary Ablett Jr. Or with anyway? I think there was a Lauren Phillips. Anyway,
next week.
That's next week.
Yeah, next week is also week 1 of college football, so totally cool with that taking center stage. Full day from I guess first games on a typical Saturday would start 9 a.m. would be about like 2 a.m. your time.
Okay.
On Sunday, and then basically just run all day. So when you wake up on Saturday, you'll have college football left and right. Or next Sunday, yeah.
What happens in September for you? Does it clash with any other sports that you follow?
Yes. So, I work writing about high school sports, and high school football has started in a bunch of the country this week, starts in my area next week. The 2022 qualifying final against Collingwood, I actually was driving home during the first quarter because it was like a game that was televised on ESPN between the 2 biggest high school programs in the area. So, I really hope we don't have that first Saturday final.
I think we will.
I think we might get, I think Saturday night's a very good possibility.
I think it is. I think because Adelaide is likely going to play. Hang on, let me just fix that. Adelaide is likely going to play Collingwood in the first final, and that is most likely to be on a Thursday night because tends to be what happens with if there's an interstate side playing a qualifying final, then they like to give them the extra day or two to get back and to recover. So I wouldn't be surprised if it's Adelaide Collingwood on the Thursday night to kick it off, which would be an interesting game in itself, considering the week that's just happened. But and then I'd say the elimination finals on the Friday night, and then you've got 2 finals on the Saturday, and I don't think they'll play one on Sunday. I don't think they have recently. So
no, I think it's usually been 2 on Saturday, and it's just a matter of which one goes first. I think in 22,
Geelong Brisbane was the game of the year last year, so that surely has to be the marquee game on Saturday night. You would think.
So then Saturday afternoon would be the other one.
Freo,
and I think there could be
maybe. Yep.
Some of it will also depend on what game, How many times is the G getting used, etc. These are all good problems to have, though.
Well, that's it. I mean, there might only be one game at the MCG in round one. If it's GWS playing Hawthorn in Sydney and Freo playing Gold Coast and Adelaide playing Collingwood, it's just the Geelong-Brisbane game, and that's it. So,
Or
Melbourne
we could have as many as 3.
Yeah.
So it's nice to let that all sort itself out. Again, would have been really cool if North could have won today.
Yep.
In terms of our game, there's really not all that much to analyze. I mean,
it's tricky.
Second half, we kind of played it like the preseason.
Yeah.
I'm not entirely concerned about the goal kicking. Save that for September. Although I would have liked to see Tyson Stengel have a little more accuracy, because that's 3 of the last 4 weeks has been pretty shaky.
I'm hearing you, but I'm trying to find the positive in it. He's actually getting opportunities. Like, it'd be worse if he wasn't getting anywhere near the football. If he couldn't.
Oh yeah,
he's
for sure. But
he's so close to being best on ground. Like, he has been like 3 weeks in a row. He's just not kick straight. If he was having 16, 17 touches and kicking 4 goals, we'd be talking about Tyson Stengel very differently tonight, as we would have last week and the week before. It's just he's not quite put it together yet, but he will. Don't worry. In 2 weeks' time, he's ready for September. I'm telling you.
Yeah, I don't trust his set shot kicking. I trust him much more at ground level, and like a couple of those little dribblers that missed, I'm not concerned about. It's more the set shots that are a bit of an issue. And then the one other thing, I think Lawson looks a little shaky right now. You know, he's one of my favorites, but like when the pressure was on in the first 10, 15 minutes, he was sloppy. I thought we as a team were very sloppy for the first 10, 15 minutes. And then we settled in and Richmond stayed sloppy. And that's how you get to a 70-point lead over the side that, is in a pretty deep rebuild.
We were trying to play well. We were playing terrible, but Richmond were like, "Hold my beer. If you think you're playing bad, watch this." And they just kept turning it over again. And we're like, "All right, we'll have another go." And then, we just
latter part of the first half latter part of the first quarter and basically the entire second quarter.
Yeah,
I thought aside from some of our accuracy for goal, I thought we were pretty good.
Oh yeah. No, there were times when it just looked fantastic. Tom Stewart, we got to talk about some positive. Tom Stewart is back. He is absolutely back.
Oh, yeah.
He's Michael Jordan on back.
He was excellent.
And it's good to see.
I thought the whole back line was pretty solid. Jack Henry's just about impenetrable.
5 contested marks for Jack Henry tonight.
Yeah. Sam DeConing, fourth quarter when they were pushing on us, he conceded a couple. But other than that, he was good when he needed to be. I'm much more optimistic about him than I think a lot of people were after the Essendon game a couple of weeks ago. So that's all taken care of. I would have loved for O'Sheen to get that first goal. Maybe he's trying to do it like Sam, we're up by 80 and he gets to stand on the goal line in front of 100,000 people and vulture somebody else's goal. That would be great.
We should drop $100 on O'Sheen to kick the first goal in a grand final.
I was so confident he was going to kick one against Essendon. I thought it was the perfect game for him to do it.
Yeah. Not to be.
I thought Atkins was really sharp and deserved a goal today. Didn't get one, but had 12 score involvements.
Yep.
And Jack Martins just keeps humming along in the forward line.
Yeah, he's great.
He had
a couple of handballs didn't quite hit the target, and he's a little bit fumbly at times, but it wasn't his best game. But he was good again.
I thought he was good. He had one little knock on.
Yeah.
Stengel. It was to Stengel right around the midpoint of the third quarter. That was fantastic. Also, Brian's no-look handball on the play where he got hit in the face was one of the highlights of the day. Not the getting hit in the face part, but he's got 2 guys bearing down on him. Gets it. Goes just over the shoulder, and it leads to a goal. He looked like one of our best until he had to miss 20 minutes. And then, after that, it was, we were going at half speed at most. What'd you think about, giving out a polished turd for this one's hard because I don't think anyone for Richmond was.
No.
I guess I liked McIntosh, honestly. He actually was one of their better guys with contested possessions and stuff. And then Campbell, other than goal kicking, was sharp. But
can't believe I'm going to say this, but I reckon you should consider Lynch.
I was considering him. I think I'm going to go McIntosh over him, but Lynch was up there. He actually did pretty well. But our votes, honorable mentions, just missing out, Ollie Dempsey, Jack Martin. But I'm going to go 1 vote Tom Stewart, 2 votes Bailey Smith, 3 votes Tom Atkins. Atkins, he's playing some of his absolute best football right now. That was a carryover from last week in a lot of senses. Yeah. And he's playing with more speed lately. Like, he's not the fastest guy, but he was good today. He's
got energy.
A lot of space in the middle.
I wish I could have seen him come off the ground because I raced into the recording studio to set up after the siren. I thought I'm just going to get the show started pretty soon tonight. And I'm not sure how many will turn up after that game, but I was like, I want to see if Tom Atkins refuses to lead the team off like Ryan Myers did.
That was hysterical. You know what that reminded me of? It's like there's a thing in the NHL where when a guy is playing his very first game, they're going out for warm-ups like 30 minutes before the game, and they tell him, hey, it's your first game. You get to lead the team out. And then he goes out and everyone else stays back, and the guy has to do a solo lap in an empty arena. It's hysterical.
Yeah.
So that reminded me of that. But they didn't show much of that. They were mostly showing McIntosh, who well played. I don't know if this is it for him or if he's just done at Richmond. He's from the West, someone that could play more if he wants with someone.
He should play more. I think he's a great player. Yeah, I love it. I'll give him a year at Geelong. I'd be happy to have him for a year.
One of the more likable Richmond guys, because they've got some guys that are really easy to hate.
Yeah.
And fans that are really easy to hate.
Yeah, very easy.
I don't know if they could read. If they could read, they'd probably be very upset by the "and the winner is Geelong" sign.
Well, they're getting there.
It's like the King of the Hill. If those boys could read, they'd be very upset.
Yeah, well, they're slowly getting there. It's going to be a long process with the Richmond fans. But
I like that they've gone full rebuild, no half in, half out. Like, if you're gonna, why finish 13th? Why waste all your energy to finish like 13th instead of 15th?
Yeah.
So
they're not going to. Where's Richmond finishing this year on the ladder? Actually, they're 17th. Okay, so they can't. Yeah,
17th with North 16th.
So if they had a 1, they would have lost a draft spot to North.
Yeah, although I think with pick swaps, I think they have North's pick anyway.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah, I like where they're headed for their future. So let's enjoy beating them while we can, because sometime within the next few years, we'll be back to playing tough games against them. So, yeah, good to win. And I assume everyone, tonight's game means nothing.
No, it doesn't. Not really.
And then all 3 games start. GWS theoretically is locked in, but we'll see what happens there. The Saints can mess some things up, and that could be a clash of styles. And then 2 really great games to close out the weekend.
They could. Yeah, how does that? Oh, the Bulldogs would have to win, wouldn't they? No,
Freo would have to win.
Freo would have to. I can't see how the Giants miss out at this point. How do the Giants? Oh,
the
Gold
Giants
Coast
can't miss out. They're in, but they can flop and lose. They're playing to be at home.
They can't lose. They can't miss at this point. That's for sure.
You're right. They can't miss. It would take some insane math that just wouldn't happen.
I can't see how that even works. Yeah. No, I can't see. Fremantle winning. Yes, it doesn't really matter. They're still impossible. I can't. If there's a mathematician here, if we had Paul, he's a maths teacher, he might be able to tell us. But I can't see any reason there. Before I let you go, because I'm happy to have you on as long as you want tonight, because there's not a massive queue. Feel free to jump on the chat, people, if you want to have a chat about the game. Can I ask you how do you think the next few weeks are going to play out? Not obviously next week because there's no football in the AFL, but assuming we play, let's assume the obvious that we're going to play Brisbane. Brisbane's going to win this week. They're going to finish third. We'll play Brisbane at the MCG on Saturday night. Where do you see that game? How do you see that game playing out? Do you feel like we'll come out on top? Or
I don't like our recent history against them, but we also, the last time we played them, we played our absolute worst. And up at the Gabba, we had a big lead against them. I think it's a little bit like 2022, where, 22, we kind of felt like, all right, the qualifying final is the grand final by all means.
Mm-hmm.
Like, once you're through that, like, that was, whoever won that was going to win the whole thing. It's much more wide open this year. But I do think that the biggest challenge would be the qualifying final. Not that it's impossible to go and win the whole thing after losing the qualifying final or winning it from outside of the top four altogether, as we saw last year, but win that one and we'd be in really, really good shape. And I'm sure that all of the preparation behind the scenes has been much less, about Richmond and was much more about Brisbane, Collingwood, Hawthorn, any other, any opponents that were on the table before last night's results. So we have the foresight. We'll be rested. Just a matter of getting out there and performing when it comes down to it.
I'm actually feeling confident about the finals, even if we lose to, and we're going to stay with this, if we play Brisbane, even if we lose to Brisbane, I'm very confident that we'll still get through to a prelim. And I don't know why I'm confident, but I feel like we can still beat Adelaide over in Adelaide, assuming they win their first final. So my
could.
Yeah, my prediction is that Adelaide and Brisbane win the first finals. Yes, sorry, Cats fans, I'm going to tip Brisbane to get over the Cats, but I'm still picking Cats to make the grand final, and potentially flip the result in the granny.
Well, the concerning thing would be, even though I think playing them at the G would be the best possible venue, that semifinal the next week could be GWS, which even though, the wider ground, the better.
Yep.
For the way they play. And they're inconsistent, so that would mean they'd be coming off a win and due to drop one. I still just...
In Perth, possibly, if Fremantle win. Yep.
Yeah.
Or hang on, the Bulldogs win. Who do they play if the Bulldogs win? Yeah, they're playing in Melbourne. So 2 weeks in a row in Melbourne.
Yeah, we could be playing the Dogs just as easily if we were to not win, because the Dogs have had the Giants' number the last few years.
Yeah.
They beat them by 88 just a few weeks ago.
Mark's asked a question in the chat. G'day, Mark. How was Jed Buse's game? Probably not strong enough to give him a game next week. I know he was probably coming in, and it definitely wasn't a farewell game for Jed. They would have made a song and dance if it was. It was. He might play if he's called upon, but I think we've got some troops coming back next week. Mark O'Connor and Stanley. Not Stanley. Shannon Neal coming back next week. I don't see room for Jed at this point. Mitch Nevitt as well. I can't see. People are going to get injured in the next 3 weeks. It's going to happen.
They're good backup options, but I think the team we had last week is the team we'd be playing, assuming everybody's available.
Yep. Exactly.
The questions are less about who's playing and more like, where do you use blitz odds, And I think that comes down to who we're playing. Now, he was in a quieter role today. Why have your Swiss Army knife risk injury in those spots? I have no complaints about how we did that.
Yep.
But, I've said, if we're playing, say you're playing the Bulldogs, he's probably got to deal with one of Darcy or Naughton. Now, if you're playing Brisbane, he's probably matching up with someone like Harris Andrews instead.
True.
So that's The questions, hopefully, assuming everyone's healthy, it'll be much less about who's playing and more just about matchups within the games. Who's going to be the sub. I don't mind Jack Bowes being the sub because he's pretty versatile. I thought he actually played pretty well today. I just don't need to ever see him as one of the guys like attending center bounces.
No thanks.
But I like him in that kind of halfback midfield hybrid, and his goal was one of the better goals of the day. He's got some forward skill, and he's another one that I think I'd rather have him the sub and have Martin in the team to begin with. I would think someone named Jack is going to be our sub, assuming
I think so. I think it'll be Martin in the finals. I could be wrong. I could be wrong on that, but I feel like
someone named Jack
Henry, Jack Bowes.
It's going to be either Martin or Bowes.
Yeah, I think so. At this point, that's probably
right. Chance it could be O'Connor, but
if Chris Scott and the coaches really, really want to bring Mitch Duncan back, and they won't at this point, I don't think, but they've got history.
He's definitely not.
Yeah, I know, but if they did, he would be the sub for sure. Yeah, but it's one of the Jacks, and it's not Jack Henry.
Yeah,
and that's for sure. Yeah, I think so. Like, are you feeling like the Cats make the grand final, or are you? Because a few weeks ago, I was actually thinking, and I've told my dad was asking me this, and I said, "Oh, where do you reckon the Cats will finish?" He said, "Probably a prelim."
I think everything is on the table.
Yeah, I think it's grand final now.
You could roll the dice and you end up with a crappy matchup, and it could be over very quickly.
Sure can.
Or you could just roll through a couple teams, and things could be how they were just a couple years ago with, a whole second half to celebrate. Everything is on the table.
Oh, we're not going to get much Cats football if we win in 2 weeks' time, because then we've got another week off.
Would be a great problem to have.
I'm going to take it. I'll get a week off post game live. I won't be on post game live next week. So Paul might want to do it after the Legends game, but I don't think anyone will. Maybe people want to talk about Gary Ablett Jr. I don't know. All right, mate. I'll let you go. Thanks for your time. I've got Horatio sitting there in the wings, ready to come on. Hopefully, well, I won't chat with you until 2 weeks' time, but hopefully the next time we talk, the Cats are looking at a preliminary final. That would be ideal.
Nice. And then we could be, talking about best possible opponents and stuff. The other thing, I know some people were concerned, and I get it with how we played in the second half, but we showed with flipping the switch from Essendon to playing Sydney that we can go and take our foot off the gas against a lesser team, and then when the situation calls for it, turn it back on. So I am not concerned about that.
Yeah. I'm not concerned about Geelong. I mean, as I said earlier, I wanted to see. I like seeing Geelong play really well. It's great to watch when they're on. We play the game as it should be played, as the song goes. Yep. And
it's what, 6-game winning streak heading into finals? I'll take that.
Yep. Well, we didn't drop one of them. I thought we might drop one along the way, and we may cost ourselves a top 2 or a top 4 spot. But the Cats did what they needed to do. You couldn't say. I mean, they could have been slightly better, yes, but it was an absolute pass mark for sure. What more can you do, really?
Yeah.
I would be would be more concerned if we smashed Richmond by 100 points and thought, there's no flaws in our game. There's nothing to focus on during the week, during the fortnight. Now we actually go, hang on, boys, that was wrong. Get your head in the game, and then come qualifying final time, we'll be fully switched on and ready to go. That's my hope anyway.
And yes, Frosty, I got number 32 printed on here. Actually got it at the team store, which was super easy. I just, compared to dealing with merchandise for anything here, Cats team store, phenomenal. I mean, everything the AFL runs for the most part is so much more fan friendly and easier than most things here. There were a few things I'd change, but yes, I do have. Try to twist around you. You can see it. That's the 2. That's the 3. It was always going to be 32.
Very nice.
All right. Have a good
All right,
one.
mate.
Go Cats.
You too, mate.
And hopefully we're happy in 2 weeks with, I'm sure, a much bigger audience in here.
Yeah, I think so. That'll be good. Take care, mate. Go Cats.
Go Cats. See ya.
See ya. That was Ethan. Thank you very much, Ethan, for coming on. All right. Horatio, full of pizza after last week. Well, maybe not. You probably haven't been down to the pizza shop yet.
No, not yet. I'm going to make a pizza after this. So,
good.
So
Good.
yeah, I will be later.
Oh, very nice. Very nice. Thank you to Shannon Pizza. What do you think of the game today? Are you panicking? Is it time to crack each other's skulls open and feast on the goo inside?
Yes, it is, Ben.
Who's that in the background?
Oh, that's why Miss is having a laugh at the Simpsons reference. That's one of my personal favourites.
My eyes, the goggles do nothing. That's my favourite.
I often toss up about which Simpsons reference is my favourite, and I don't know. I always laugh the most at the 1,000 monkeys on 1,000 typewriters. It was the best of times. It was the worst of times. You stupid monkey! And then the monkey. Oh, shut up!
Hello.
This is Elliot, by the way. He wanted to poke his head in.
Say hi, Elliot. You can talk. You're allowed to talk.
Say hi. All right. Well.
All right. Go Cat.
Yeah. No. I kind of hoped that we would. I know at halftime we were just making it look pretty. Just be careful, dude. Yeah, we were making it look pretty easy, and I thought, oh yeah, they kind of I don't want to say they were sloppy, but they as tends to happen with young developing sides, yeah, they were a bit just the execution of their skills wasn't quite right, and give them some credit, they sharpened up a little bit. But I mean, we had nothing to prove after halftime. I'm sure that had the message been we need to go out and blow these guys away, like if we'd been in a percentage battle, like where Hawthorn and Collingwood is, then I've got no doubt we would have kept the foot down for a bit longer than we did. But the main thing I'm hearing, in a lot of the discussion about us, during the course of the week and everything, as people have talked about, well, who's going to win? What are the chances? The one thing that keeps coming up is Geelong are the best placed team because they've got they've got no injuries. Look at their injury list. There isn't one. Well, they've got one guy on their injury list, Toby Conway, and he hasn't played all year. So,
correct.
So, yep. I mean, that, like, you can't go into a final series in better nick than that, like, really. So,
it hasn't been the story long for a while. We've hit September with one injury. For a guy who actually, as you said, hasn't actually played a game anyway. It's not like we've had a guy that's got injured that's been playing for 17 weeks and is crucial to the way we play and our structure. We haven't had that guy all year anyway. So we haven't had Guthrie all year. And College Asney we haven't had all year either. And they're both fit at the moment, but probably won't play. So everyone who's available is ready to go.
Right. And it's not, look, and should, touch wood, should the luck run out, we've got those, having those guys there ready to go is that's just a huge, huge advantage for us. And I mean, if you have a look at some of the other sides, they've all got, Hawthorn, a couple of their key blokes are out. Collingwood's got, looking quite, they're looking a bit worn out at the moment. Brisbane's got their concerns, So yeah, I mean, we've got, as far as injuries and things like that go, there's no excuses there. Like we're, we've got everything in our favour in that regard, and yeah, it's just that's a nice, very nice security blanket to have. And this was the thing I was saying a bit earlier. Is look, you don't want to be out there going flat knackers trying to pump and also ran by 20 goals in the last round of the season when you got what's going to be a pretty hotly contested finals campaign, and then have a couple of blokes break down. And you saw like what happened in the Port game, earlier in the year where, bang, couple of hammies in the first half and all that kind of thing. It's like,
I forgot about that.
Yeah, like I was just happy to, I was like, we won well. We sort of, I think that was the idea would have been basically, look, let's just go out and put this one away so that there's, we don't want to be scrapping all game trying to, make sure that we, at least get the chocolates. Just put it away, and then, we'll just ease off from there and, get to the line with, with a full list going into the finals and just, showing that we've got our form is in our control, that, we're ticking over quite nicely, and we can come out and turn it on when we need to. And that's that. So yeah. Like I say,
it can unravel really quickly in a final. You can play great and have 17 wins and 6 losses in a home and away, and that's who you think you are. But in a final, you think that's what you're going to get, and then hopefully that's what we do get. We get the Geelong that won 17 games, but we could just as easily get something else, or we come across a team that's absolutely on fire and loves it. Tell you what, I'd love to play. I'd love if Collingwood somehow ended up in 3rd position, and gets. Well, they think it's great too because they're getting a home final at the MCG. But Jeremy Howe's looking like he could be out, depending on how the scans come up with the groin injury, and Brody Myercheck looks a bit sore, and Bo McCreary got his foot stomped on or something like that. So they're got a few injury concerns at the moment, Collingwood, and didn't look overly impressive, I should say, against whoever they beat the other night.
No, I mean, look, I'll put it this way. I watched the last, quarter of that game, and then the second half of the Port Gold Coast game last night, and I mean, look, I suspect that there was a little bit of, as far as the Collingwood game goes, that Melbourne had every opportunity to win that game and just lacked, just lacked a bit of poise and a bit of belief. And yeah, when you've got a bloke, like Pendlebury, who kind of just stepped up to the plate and controlled things in that last quarter, and just, did what he's been known for his whole career, just, bobby up and just using it, controlling the situation when it needed to be controlled. And how
they can do it when they want to do it. They just can't do it for 2 hours anymore. So Pendles knew what had to be done in that moment. And he's like, well, I think I need to step up. And Danger can do it when he wants as well. But you deliberately hold yourself back at that age because you're so valuable in the big moments. And, these big moments are coming only a couple of weeks away now. And Danger's just got to give it absolutely everything, doesn't he? You can't be holding anything back anymore. Every final, even the first one, really. I mean, most people would say you lose the first final, you can kiss your season goodbye. I know there's a couple of teams that have gone on and won a grand final after losing the first, Richmond in 2020. We don't talk about that grand final, but then you got to go back to the Sydney and the West Coast teams in the mid-noughties. I think might have been the last teams to lose their first final and go on and win the granny.
Didn't the year Hawthorn beat West Coast pumped them over there in the first final. Absolutely.
I forgot about that one.
Not dwelling on Hawthorn too much, but they had to go to Perth twice to get into that grand final and win it. So, look, if you're a good side, you could do it, but you'd prefer not to.
Brisbane got there. It's different. It got there a different way. They were outside the top 4, but yeah, losing the first qualifying final makes it tough, especially the way that this draw is. I mean, if Brisbane beat us, everyone's got to go through an interstate side to get to a grand final through a prelim. So there's no the MCG is not going to get many games if Geelong doesn't win.
Yeah, they need us. Well, what they really need is Hawthorn to do the bizzo tomorrow night, and then they might be right. But
yeah.
I don't know. I for some reason I got a feeling about Hawthorn tomorrow night. I don't know why, but
I'm tipping. I'm giving away my tips, but it doesn't matter at this point. It's only a couple of games to go. But I'm going to tip Brisbane just for safety. I'm not going to risk it. But yeah, Hawks win it. They're just going to finish in third by about 0.4% or something like that. So not far behind Collingwood really, and Brisbane will probably end up playing the Giants or something like that maybe. So I think I think
so.
Brisbane Gold Coast. Q Clash. There you go. Q Clash. First final. If Hawthorn beat Brisbane, Q Clash is on. That's only if St Kilda win too.
Yeah, that'd be something. Although,
tomorrow's good. 4 games tomorrow. No, 1 game. 3 games tomorrow and 1 game on Wednesday. But we'll forget about that one on Wednesday because that's.
No, like watching that Gold Coast game. Like, I mean, aside from the absolute hilarity of the umpiring, that just became absolutely farcical in in that last quarter and a half. It's like, seriously, what are they doing?
What's happening? Amy's making a point about the Brisbane Hawthorn game. Brizzy's got 300 games for Zorko and 250 for Cameron. So surely they can't lose the Milestone game.
Yeah, I don't know. I tend to find they work one way or the other, don't they?
Yeah.
Like it's either like bit like either goes like Port last night, where they sort of go on and do the bizzo, in a fairly convincing fashion, and the said players have blinders and all that, or they have an ignominious loss. Yeah. So a bit like what happened when Danger played his 350th. So
Corey Enright's 300th. That was horrible too.
Yeah.
Hey, West Coast is thrashing Sydney. I tipped this one as the potential biggest upset of the round. West Coast is 3 goals up against Sydney right now. It's not over yet, clearly, but Isaac Heaney having a win still, maybe.
Yeah, that wouldn't surprise me at all.
You absolutely look. Come on, West Coast.
But yeah, I'll watch it because that was the thing. Like when Gold Coast looked like they were steadying and they were gonna win it. I thought, well, this is a real sort of throws a spanner in the works because everyone's talking about Collingwood's percentage and Hawthorn's percentage, but I said Gold Coast wins this. And then, give Essendon the touch up that they should on Wednesday night. Well, that throws them back in the mix. We could actually end up playing them again, but they didn't. They didn't win. So, and I'm trying to think about if Gold Coast somehow managed to lose on Wednesday night and miss the finals. Because there's only basically 2 options for finals positions now. Is that the winner of Freo and Footscray gets in, the loser misses out.
Yeah.
If somehow if Gold Coast lose on Wednesday night, they're out. And I was trying to think where that would rank on the list of all-time choke jobs in the history of football. Like, seriously, like
the Carlton. Nothing beats the Carlton Collingwood one. Collingwood beats Carlton to knock them out of the finals only a few years ago. That was hilarious.
Didn't Carlton choke twice in that? Choke twice in that game though, didn't they?
I think so.
Because they were a mile in front. Collingwood got back in, and then they were a mile in front, and then Carlton got back in front and blew it.
Yep.
So it's like, yeah, that had to be up there because they managed to choke not once but twice in the same game.
They did not want to win.
Hey, Scotty, if you're out there,
Scotty, join in.
But I was like, no, they surely there is absolutely no way in hell that Gold Coast lose this game on Wednesday. Surely not.
Who's this fella in the chat? I'm not going to say your name, but clearly you're just here for a bit of fun, unless you're just trying to tease the Geelong people. But anyway, very good. Welcome. Thanks for helping the algorithm. Anyway,
yes,
very good.
But yeah, I mean, the other thing about I was going to say about our game today though as well is that I mean the sort of the stats that matter evened up a little bit in the end, but if we kick straight, we would have won. We would have a bit the same as the Essendon game. If we kicked straight, we would have won by 12, 15 goals. So even just kind of going through the motions there a bit in the second half,
Richmond felt like, this is a bit of fun. We're actually doing okay, and then they just got a little bit of a run on and kicked 5 goals in a row. That wouldn't have happened if Geelong was kicking accurately. We would have absolutely destroyed them. Physically and emotionally, they were just like, "Can we just blow the siren, please? And can we go on our summer holidays or spring holidays?" Which is becoming pretty common for Richmond at the moment. But no, that's what happens. Yeah, it's fine. We just played the professional way. We got the 17th win. Did you have Geelong finishing top 4 this year at the start of the year?
I did. Yeah. I was saying last week with Paul, after the prelim last year, I thought, well, we did what we had to do to get ourselves in the top 4 again, but I didn't think that we didn't hit the finals in all that good a form. I think we had a few injury worries and stuff like that, and even the most optimistic of Geelong supporters wouldn't have seen what we served up in the first week there.
Crazy, yeah.
The other couple of times we played Port over there in the first week of the finals, they belted us. So to come out and dispense an absolute hiding, I was like, well, this shows what we're capable of. And to come, I was pretty confident we'd beat Brisbane, but then, we just, we nearly had it. We nearly had them, but I mean,
you can blame me. I took the kids and we hit the front and with a few minutes to go. And I said to my little Bonnie, my daughter, I said, "Oh, can you believe it, Bonnie? We're in another grand final." What the hell? I'm sorry.
Yeah. That's the luck. The luck was on their side in the finals, no question about that. Which is fine because you need that to win flags. But I as I said last week, halfway through the last quarter, I was thinking, how the hell are we not 6 or 8 goals down here? Our defense was just that was the only thing keeping us in it. I'm like, we are just hanging on for dear life. And then we couldn't touch it, let alone get it forward.
No.
And then all of a sudden, bang, 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 we're back in front. I'm like,
yep, somehow.
We were gone for all money here. And suddenly we're in front and we're 90 seconds away from playing in the granny next week.
Insert Mitch Duncan.
And the fact that you mentioned that the funny thing about that is my brother was saying, "Oh, who you need to get into the game here? You need to get Mitch Duncan in the game here."
Oh.
And we put him in, and I messaged him at the end after the game, and I said, "Oh, we need Mitch Duncan." He had Mitch Duncan go, mate.
One bad handball, but yeah, it was probably the worst handball in his whole career. But good
Yeah,
on
I mean-
he doesn't get phased by that stuff. He's like, oh, whatever. We'll have another go next year. And then the club's having another go next year, but he's probably not going to be part of it. Not because of that one error, but anyway. It was a whole club. We just let ourselves down in that last quarter, and probably the coaches did too by maybe erring a little bit too long on the Max Holmes thing. And if there's any spiritual people in the chat, I'm not one of them, but if you are spiritual thoughts and prayers, please, for Max Holmes' hamstring over the next few weeks. We need Max Holmes' hamstring. Can everyone just say a prayer before they go to bed tonight, Clive Palmer style? Could you please just say a prayer for Max Holmes' hamstring? We need that in good shape. I'd almost be happy to not play Max Holmes in a prelim. I'm that superstitious about it. It's just not, especially against Brisbane.
Well, hopefully having Baz takes a bit of the strain off.
Yeah.
As far as all that goes, if it's like a load related, you assume that it's a bit of a load related thing. So hopefully that'll
play through it, mate.
Yeah, hopefully that'll act as a bit of a balm for the soft tissue issues.
You wouldn't want to be in the change rooms while he was getting checked. There'd be chairs flying around if he does another hamstring injury in a final, get out of his way, and he'll be an absolute a Hulk. He'll go Hulk mode for sure. Which player at the Cats?
Yeah,
can we least afford to lose right now? When now we're in the business end of the season, which player? I mean, you could say Jez, maybe you will, but is there someone that's absolutely crucial to the way Geelong goes about their footy that without them that we're no chance?
I don't want to say we're no chance because I don't want to say if we lost this bloke we're no chance because that's where if we had a few more injuries it might be a bit like that. But I've always said I've said for a number of years that Brian is the talisman. Like he's the barometer. When he's playing well and he's at his creative best, we win.
I can't believe you said Brian. I was going to say Brian. I was going to say Brian, and you said it. So he's the one. When he's
the guy.
Yep.
Yeah, when he's up and about, like he takes control of the game in a way that very few players can. So yeah, if he gets off the chain, then you can pretty much safely say that we're really flying. So yeah, he'd be the player I'd look.
Frosty saying Jack Henry, which is a really good call, that one.
I'd be more concerned about losing Jack if Tom Stewart hadn't come back to the sort of form he's come into.
Yep.
And, and I mean, SDK had I thought he had a really good game tonight. Just probably, people would argue that he lowered his colours there towards the end, but I think that was more about the fact that they were just pumping it down there. We weren't, we weren't really bussing our asses in the middle there in that last quarter. So yeah, he had a fair bit of extra work to do. But I thought, particularly in the first half when they had opportunities, he just controlled. Was back to something looking like what he was doing in 2022 when he was just controlling things, just floating around and controlling things in that back half. And then sort of Stewie kind of took that over a bit more, took that over in the second half. Like I was having trouble following I think like DK and Connor was switching on and off Tom Lynch there, so it was a bit hard to follow who was on him at any given moment. But I think the main thing with him, and I sort of thinking about getting him in the votes there, because I thought when there was the potential for Tom Lynch, and we know because he's done it to us in big finals before. If Tom Lynch gets off the chain, he's a very dangerous player. And I thought he outpointed him when there was the potential there to for him to, potentially cause some problems for us. So, the game was well and truly gone when he kicked a couple, kicked a couple at the end there. So
probably wouldn't have happened if we were a bit more switched on, I'd say. I think Tom Atkins is another name that's been thrown forward, which I don't agree that Tom can't be replaced, but it probably makes the point that every one of these players is crucial in their own special way. Without Tom, who's helping out Bailey Smith and Max Holmes in the middle with doing those defensive pressure acts, and without Blitzarves, who's the Swiss Army knife? Without Bailey Smith, who's going to run all day? Without Max Holmes, who's going to break the 10-second 100-meter up and down the wing? Like, it's just Jezza obviously is the obvious one, and Stewart settling everyone down. Like, you can't lose any of them. But
I think the thing with Blitz at this point is that he's a luxury. Yeah. Like, I think it's okay. You would prefer to have him out there than not. Because he can play all kinds of roles for you depending on what you need on any given day, which he did a little bit of again today. But as I say, his talents, and his ability to play, probably arguably the best genuine utility the game's ever seen. Just what he can do.
Agree.
Again, when you've got a full list to choose from, the need to have him there is he's still vitally important. And I'm not not suggesting that he's a big player. Depending on what your injury list is, but it's certainly the need to have him being that jack of all trades is lowered when you got a full list to choose from, because if he went down, we've got guys all over the ground that can come in and not necessarily replace him directly, but we've got guys that could, whatever role we had envisioned for him, for whoever we're playing, we've got plenty of guys there ready and available to come in and play. So yeah, the thing, and just like with Tom Atkins, I was watching him tonight, and I was sort of thinking, this bloke, this bloke reminds me of Max Rook with better foot skills, like just hard at it, sets the tone every week. He lets the other blokes know by example, hey, this is the level that we need to be at, and just goes out and just never leaves anything out there.
That's a great poll question. I should put it in the poll probably a question for the 35 and overs. Who's got your heart more, Max Rook or Tom Atkins? That's a tough one. If you didn't see Max Rook in the day, then you're probably going to say Tom Atkins. But gee, that's a tough one. I'll put it in the poll, and maybe we'll ask the chat what they think on that one. Final thoughts before I let you go. I've got Lucas in the chat ready to come on.
Oh, look, I don't care whether he's got the shirt on or not. As long as he's got pants on, that's the only thing that matters.
Maybe that for grand final day, apparently, if we win that one.
No, but yeah, I think we're very, we couldn't be better placed to go into this final series, and I think, I'm very confident. And I don't care who we play or when we play them or whatever. I'm very confident in our ability to deal with it. Like I was saying to Paul last week, the thing about the Sydney game was that, that game afforded us the opportunity to do was go up there and play on a ground that we've struggled on historically, over the last 20, 25 years, we've had some pretty inglorious moments up there, and not really a great record. And so what I really wanted to see last week was the proof that the issues that we've had in beating Brisbane and GWS, that we'd gone some way to address that. And that was because they play, the ground, they play a very similar style, and all that we were going to have the opportunity to, say, okay, we've learned some things from those games and we're going to do something a little differently. And, once they sort of got out of the blocks, we made those adjustments and they worked. So, I'm like, look, as long as we get through next week, we keep it, and our injury list is still good. We don't have a Essendon level rash of injuries during a match and all that.
During a match is the issue, isn't it? Like, if they're no good and they can't get through, if they can't get through a game, that's when we're down on the bench. That's the issue. So,
yeah. Well, I mean, I was saying to my missus the other day, it's like I can't remember a side having so many guys going down during games as Essendon's had this year. Like, they have just had the worst run of injuries I've ever seen, I think. And I've been watching footy for a long time, and I've seen some, pretty extensive injury lists. But they have had no luck whatsoever with their injuries. Just unbelievable. Like, I think I read yesterday or earlier today, like, they've had to get so many guys into the club to sort of top them up this year that they've got to cut 8 guys off the list. Nightmare for them. So, I know you were on the Essendon show the other day, and I think they're in an even worse state of mind than Carlton supporters at the moment. But
I don't know who I feel worse for. Not Carlton, because they all probably got their comeuppance. They got to be carried away with themselves. But North supporters, I feel bad for.
I want to just sort of say to Essendon supporters, look, I said that the thing is, there's not much you could do. Like, there's one thing where, I think you have, like with us, we manage our play. We've learned how to really manage our players sort of injury-wise and load-wise really well. And I think that's why we're in the position we're in at the moment. So, when you have when you have a lot of injuries and stuff like that, like S is having, and a bit like Carlton last year, people are like, sack the fitness staff and there's something going on. But I mean, there's nothing the fitness staff can do when you got guys bloody, doing Achilles, shredding knees, like dislocating ankles, all the sorts of horrible injuries they've had this year. It's like, no, that's not the fitness staff. That's just shit luck. So I hope the Essendon supporters, I do hope Essendon supporters are kind of like, look, the boys have had a decent crack given the circumstances. So,
good luck till next week on Wednesday. Hopefully they do. Hopefully they do the fun. I kind of don't want Gold Coast to miss out, but anyway.
It
would also be funny.
Man, I just honestly can't see it happening. But I think, there's just no. We've got everything where we need it to be, and we've just got to. To keep the form that we've showed in the last few weeks. Not just that, the questions keep being asked. We haven't really played anybody for any quality opposition for a while.
Didn't lose to anyone though. No,
but we've showed what we needed to show, both I think to ourselves and and to most supporters, I would say, just to say, hey, we know where we're at and what we've got to be mindful of now, and going in, and so whoever we come up against, we'll do what we need to do that we've got the tools to go on and win. So yeah, I go into this final series with a lot of quietly confident that we can go all the way.
I hope so, mate. I'm hoping I'm talking to you again in a couple of weeks after a famous Cats victory. I've enjoyed hearing Elliot giggle all the way through this one. It's been good fun. Make sure we get Elliot back on again. I had the special debutante thing ready to go for Elliot. There you go, Elliot. There's your debutante thing for making your debut tonight. Mate, appreciate you coming on. As I said, I think, I hope you'll be back in 2 weeks' time after a Cats win. But if we can't win, I hope you'll come back and commiserate with us as well, because we'll need a bit of love from the Cats community if we can't get the job done.
Yeah, well, whatever the case, if we do happen to lose, I just hope that it's, if I could say, as long as it's something like, dare I say, like what happened in the prelim, where it's like, look, we had the chance to win it, and they just made the big plays when it mattered. It was, not necessarily any fatal flaw in our structure or anything like that. It's just they pulled it out, and there've been plenty of times over the years where we've been in that position and done it. We only got to go back to 2022 in that first final where we were the ones that pulled out the big plays when we needed to pull them out. So
yep.
And we went on and won it that year, and they went on and won it last year. But yeah, as long as it's something of that nature, and not something like what we saw at Cardinia Park, a few weeks back, where we just did not play smart football or make the necessary adjustments to what they were doing to counter our style of play. That's assuming we play Brisbane, of course. I'm not necessarily, but I feel confident in saying that we're going to come up against them at some point. So yeah.
First final or next one.
But yeah, whoever we play, as long as it's we've given a good account of ourselves, win or lose, you can only you have to remember in finals you're coming up against the best sides in the comp. You're not playing mugs, so mostly. So
Exactly.
I do have I've got a good feeling. I got a good feeling.
Well, hang on to that feeling for us, mate. We'll catch you on the next one. Take care. Good on you.
All right, no worries. Thank you.
See you, buddy.
Bye.
All right, that was Horatio, winner of the pizza last week. As I said off the top, we're giving away a free large pizza every week, thanks to Shannon Pizza. So I'll give it to the best comments tonight. I reckon that's probably the way to go. All right, I'm getting him on early tonight because I've got to finish this show at 9 o'clock, and I didn't want him to miss because I'd never hear the end of it if I forced him out. But here he is.
I'm dead sexy. Look at my sexy body.
Hey, Lucas.
Hello, Ben, and hello to all my little love slaves out there. Love saying. I might have done that. Hulk Hogan and Rocky.
Mama Cat in the green room pulling this fuss.
That's all right.
Keep going.
We'll keep that. We'll keep that. I actually like saying that. Yes. Today's game. Fuck, who played? Geelong and Richmond.
Yes.
Yeah, we did what we had to do, didn't we? It was nothing special. Yeah.
I thought you were going to come off the long run today. Well, hang on. You've caught me off guard here, Lucas. I was not prepared for this measured response.
Well, it's because I did my watch along, right? And when we put the Q in the racket in the fourth quarter, I wasn't mad about that. I thought, it's finals. We're guaranteed a top two. Even if we win by a point or whatnot, we're still going to make top two. So I didn't mind it. I had a huge problem with Reece Never only playing 9 minutes. I thought that was bullshit by Chris Scott. I thought you could have played him at half time. What could he have done in those 9 minutes? Absolutely nothing. But Chris Scott has a tendency of not playing kids like this. So is what it is, but 9 minutes is a joke. He went up forward. He had that shot on goal. But he couldn't do much with that. So that's a little bit shit by Chris Scott, but expected.
I thought he was going to bring him on with 3 seconds to go. I thought because poor old Mitch never had that once before, didn't he? Came on with 3 seconds left.
He did. Yeah, he did. There was 10 minutes to go, and I thought they haven't made their sub yet. And I thought, what the fuck is he doing? Is he gonna keep him bench? What the fuck? And then Blitzard came on a minute later, but I still think that was poor. He could have came on after half time, to be honest. Then you would have seen, what he's like. He had 8 minutes, for fuck's sake. What could he do? He did nothing. So you only hope you guys going up forward, try to get a goal, probably get a couple of touches. He did that. He tried that. He missed that goal, but that was bullshit by Chris Scott. But he expected, as I said. I thought we played a 6-7 out of 10 game. We didn't really dominate. What we had to do. Richmond played a 6 out of 7-10 game. I'm a bit concerned with how easily in that first half, how Richmond ran out of the defensive 450 quite easily. Now, I know they played on quite a lot, which makes it a little bit hard to do that. But it looks like they were walking out of their defensive 50 zone. There was no pressure. The clearance work was a little bit disappointing for me. Taranto, Hopper, Prestia really dominated, in my opinion, around the clearances. Now, I know they're clearance kings. That's what they did at Richmond. I get that. But I thought we got belted there all game. I thought Richmond had their fair share. I thought it could have been a little bit closer. Efficiency is the key, isn't it? Efficiency. There's the Adelaide game. I watched the North game. I thought North could have won that. They could have won that. But Adelaide were more efficient, way more efficient. And so were we. We were more efficient. So the two most efficient teams, Geelong and Adelaide, in the competition. I don't care what Champion Data says. I don't rate them at all. I think that guy's a fucking idiot. But
which guy?
The guy that comes on Sen or 3AW, whatever he does, and does his BS Champion Data stuff.
Yep. He's all right.
It changes every week with that guy, so I can't respect it at all. But
hang on. You're the bloke that said we should drop Jezza to the VFL.
Yeah.
Are you still stand by that?
And what does he do after that? He kicks a bag of goals. So exactly. So there you go. I love motivating him now. Well, Jezza. Well, we can finally put this 100-goal season to bed now, can't we? We can finally put it to bed.
Can we?
Because I think he needs 16. Well, if you kick 16 in 3 games, that means we are going to the grand final, isn't it? You kick 8 each game.
That means we've won the grand final if he's done that. If he's kicked 16 goals from here on in, we've won. We are celebrating.
Yeah, exactly. So that's kick 100. Now you've got my permission to kick 100. I want to see 100 because that means we'll probably win the grand final. So by all means, kick 100. I thought Richmond did really well on Cameron anyway. Cameron was looking for cheap handballs, but Richmond pressured him.
Yep.
So teams did their homework. Do their homework on players like that. Crow's Girl. That's making me nervous week by week. You know that, right?
Yep.
Every week goes on. It's the inedible. I think it's going to happen. Don't get your mum started on Isaac Rankin. No.
We'll leave that alone.
Isaac Rankin didn't deserve a game, so that's for the sake of the chat. He didn't deserve a game. We'll keep the peace. Plus, other people don't have to be around my mum. I do. I live with her. Other people don't. So probably she'll say the same thing about me. That she doesn't live with other people. Don't live with Lucas. She does. But week by week, it's almost the inedible, isn't it? It's almost the inedible. It's going to happen. And I'm absolutely shitting myself that it will happen. But it is what it is. Ben, I'll move up to your place for a couple of days.
Yeah, you might have to, mate. Gilmore's place. Gilmore can throw his doors open to you as well. Take him to the National Hotel on Marrable Street.
Someone beat Adelaide for God's sake. I don't care who it is. If it's Hawthorn and Port can't make it. I don't care. I don't care who it is. Someone beat the Crows. You're causing me pain here, week by week. They're going to play Collingwood. They'll probably smash the hell out of Collingwood that week in 2 weeks' time. So yeah, maybe Brisbane will beat us, and we'll instead of the grand final being a week, Crows and Geelong. Maybe Brisbane will beat us, and we'll just get to play Crows a week earlier in a prelim. Save me some pain.
For South Australian people like yourself, that'll be fantastic. You'll get to see the Cats at home, and not just a qualifying final this time, but an actual prelim, and to smash the Adelaide people, and I can just see you running through Rundle Mall and wherever all the Adelaide people go and commiserate after the game, just trolling them through the streets of Adelaide. That'll be hilarious. We'll have to get we'll get Kira to put a camera on you, and we'll just film that, and that can be posted.
Well, I might do a post-game live through the jail cell because I'll probably have the pants off in the prelim final stream. So we could go into places unknown with a live stream. That could be anything. But no, Brisbane. Who are we playing? Hawthorn or Brisbane? Fuck it. If we lose to fucking Hawthorn in the qualifying final, come on, man, that can't happen.
No, we won't lose to Hawthorn.
Man. Come on, Brisbane. Do something once in your history of your career, something good for once, and beat Hawthorn tomorrow. Because if Hawthorn go and beat Brisbane, their confidence will be absolutely sky high. Everyone will be on the Hollywood Hawks, Hawkball, Ginnivan, the two divers, Ginnivan and what's the other one? What's the other dickhead? Watson, the Wizard Watson. Yeah, they'll be onto them like right on rice. So Brisbane just do one job, and beat them. But grand final. I'll be there. Well, I won't be at the game, but I'll be somewhere. I'll be doing the live stream on the Hoops Crew, won't I? That's all booked out. Is that confirmed?
No, we've got you coming along on grand final leave on the Friday because it's a Victorian public holiday, and we've got you. We've hired the Octagon. And we've got you and Scotty we'll get you both oiled up, and we'll, dip your hands in the wax and then dip it in shards of glass, like it's an 80s movie with Van Damme, if anyone's following along.
Yeah, the kickboxer, yes.
Like that. Kickboxer, yeah.
Yeah.
I don't
know. Bit of Muay Thai. Speaking of Scotty, I actually had Scotty on my show on the Monday. Last Monday, that was riveting stuff with all the Carlton fans, all these Carlton mates coming in my stream and commenting. So that was terrific stuff.
We haven't had Scotty on for a while, yeah. But
no, we haven't, have we? He's gone. Well, Carlton have nothing to celebrate, Ben. So it makes sense. They haven't won since the Dark Ages. So
when was the last time your mum saw the birthday suit? Since the days of the nappies, or is it more recently? Anyway, moving on.
Long ago. You're putting me in deep water here, mate. You've got nowhere to go.
No.
But
jelly in the Octagon. We got to get some jelly. Horatio wants jelly in the Octagon.
Yeah.
I want bubbles. I want you to get the bubble machine out there as well. That'll be nice.
Well, it can't be Terry because we got our Gather Round charity event, so it can't be him.
Is Terry forgiving him?
I doubt it. I don't think so. If he's watching, I'll tell you what. I went into his stream a couple of weeks ago. He wouldn't put me on. Would have nothing of me. But when I knock him out, I'm sure he'll be more forgiving towards me.
We'll have to invite him on because he's got no other podcasting duties anymore because Carlton's out. So we'll see if Terry will come on during the finals and or Pom or someone like that. Get them both on.
Yeah, it can be the first face off, the first face off before Gather Round. So that would be exciting.
Would rather see Paul in his Ninja Turtle suit than Lucas in his birthday suit. Yeah. I think we're giving away Paul's T-shirt, the blue T-shirt, and I haven't spoken to Paul about this, but we're giving it away in the Hoopies Awards night. We'll have to give it away to the best post-game live caller for the year. I don't know. Does Paul wear that to bed? I don't know if he washes it. Maybe it smells a little bit. So anyway, just hang it up. We'll frame it. We'll put it in a frame. Maybe that's what we'll do.
Put it in a frame. It'll be good in a pool table. You know, you remember the old footy shows? That David Swass got a football from Sam Newman. He also got something else in the face. Maybe we can do something along the lines to Paul. Maybe a pie in the face. No, it's not something to get the just don't deck me. Something to get him going. But Brownlow medal night. Oh yes, I got something special here. Very special here. Right. So I've made a decision. I've made an absolute decision here. Every time Ollie Henry gets a vote, I've got the Johnny Walker blue, and we're gonna pour it in every time he gets a vote. We're gonna have a shot. We're gonna pour it in. No. This is Johnny Walker. This is the proper stuff.
Okay.
But what we do have, Cody, we can improvise. So every time Ollie Henry gets a shot, we're gonna put it in this little glass. And we're gonna drink it. I will be doing my watch along Brownlow. Now apparently, I might not even get one shot in. The way Ollie Henry's having his year, but we'll see what happens. Never know. He might get a couple of votes. You never know. There's a couple of games where he kicked 2 goals. So probably unlikely. I couldn't have picked the worst possible player to rely on. But anyway, the point is, we're going to do that. I think Kiri's going to do it when every time Lawson gets a vote. That might be interesting. Very interesting. So it's going to be absolute good. We're going to have a lot of fun at the Brownlow. It's going to be an MA rated show.
Yeah, it's definitely MA rated. Not one for Bianca.
No, I wouldn't think so. No, please. God, it may not even be one for anyone that's over 30, Ben. But we'll see. It may be not suitable for no one, Ben. But we'll see.
We're hijacking Paul's show that night too. The Monday night Paul James show. We're going to hijack that one onto the live watch along.
So I'll be on the Geelong zone doing that one. So I've got my little mic here. I've got my little microphone here. Well, I bought a camera, right? I bought an actually very good camera, but fucking the laptop doesn't support the graphics. What an absolute waste of time. What a complete waste of time. Oh, it's an old laptop. I've had it for 4 or 5 years. Will not support video carry. Just slow as an absolute snail's race. So that's a little bit disappointing. But I do use the mic. Put the mic into the phone.
Yep.
Not now. Can't do it now. But I do my watch alongs with the mic. So no, we're getting there. Laptop might come later. I've got other priorities. But we'll see. We'll see.
Are you festive? Are you very festive at this Christmas time of the year? Like, because you do look like a Christmas tree at the moment.
I should have wear the Santa hat. When I do my
every win that Geelong has between now and the grand final, just put more Christmas decorations on. We'll dress up.
I'll tell you what. Geelong might be finished, but that doesn't mean my channel finishes during the summer. I'll be getting out the Christmas tree in the corner. I'll be getting out the silver bells, the tinsels, everything. So for my cricket watch-alongs. So if you love your cricket, I'll still be making content. But no, fuck it. On to the Richmond Geelong game. Yeah, as I said, we did what we had to do. Nothing special. Didn't really do anything. That's fancy. We didn't really try anything. I thought we would try something. We didn't really. However, I see at one stage Humphrey be Bear inside 50 trying to take a mark. Yeah, I think I might have saw that once. And I thought, oh, geez, he's throwing Humphrey B. Bear up forward, Lawson Humphreys. But no, that was probably just a once-off. I never saw him in the forward 50 again. But I thought we'd try something. I thought we would have put, Cameron full back or Stengel in the midfield. Or
he was on the he was on the back line at one stage taking a mark.
Technically, yeah, took some saving marks. But with Richmond, I think Richmond have got a lot of Bart Simpsons on their team, especially that Seth Campbell fella. What the fuck was that? 20 meters out directly in front, and you snap a banana. What the hell was that? That's embarrassing. Absolutely embarrassing. I hope Mena's watching that, because Mena did that again today, and he got lucky. Remember, he took a good mark, and then he played on so quickly.
Yeah.
So he's flirting with danger, that bloke. He's absolutely flirting. It'll cost us a final. I'm telling you, it'll cost us a final.
Speaking of danger, he missed one from 30 metres out straight in front as well.
He did miss one. So our goal kicking this game wasn't great, was it? It was actually terrible, to be honest. But no, we did, as I said, we did what we had to do. Either it's Hawthorn or Brisbane, we have to play a hell of a lot better than that. But no, Ben, I'll let you go off, but because I know why are you in the stream early? What the hell have you got at this time of hour?
Oh well, I've got all right. So I've got to, not that everyone cares, but I've got my daughter who's working tonight, and I've got to pick her up. So and Paul has absolutely dropped the ball in terms of giving a shit about the network and the channel, and he could be on helping me out tonight, but he's he's actually looking after his family. He's having been a well overdue family time tonight. So I've got to pick my daughter up from school at 9 o'clock. Late one at school, from work at 9 o'clock tonight. So I've got yourself and a couple other guests in the green room. So going to try and get, and if anyone else wants to jump on, you probably won't be able to get on tonight. But if Paul wants to jump on in the next half an hour, by all means, Paul, if you're watching.
Well, I just thought it was just another standard short stream by Ben. You know, you would have a stream for 10 minutes if you would. You'd love a 10-minute show. You would. So let's get Paul in everywhere. Let's go for 4 or 5 hours. That works for me just fine. You on the other hand, 10-minute shows. You know what's that about? What the fuck are we doing?
I thought tonight was going to be a 10-minute show because I thought no one's going to want to come and talk about the Cats tonight. But we've got a little bit of interest. Kiri, update on Kiri. Where's Kiri tonight? Well, he's lost.
Update on Kiri. He's doing his cruise. He's doing his cruise. He's lost.
He's lost. He can't find his way home from Athens. He's somewhere in the Acropolis, whatever. What's it called? No, I can't remember say it.
He was in Croatia. He's came back.
In Greece.
He said he might come on. I'm doing a post-game live. He said he might come on post-game live with me.
Do that.
So, but anyway, no. Well, thank you for your 10-minute show, Ben. Always a pleasure. If you keep this up, mate, I'll take over and I'll do 5 hours. You know, you're getting really
10 minutes. But you're
No, that's all right. No, but anyway, good Geelong win.
Yep.
And we'll see you. There's no game next week. How fucking ridiculous is that? That's the most stupidest thing ever. Another well done from the AFL. This bye, pathetic bullshit. Oh, and just before I go, yes. This AFL with its Nepo baby and the Gold Coast Suns, how pathetic! How absolutely pathetic these bottlers are. Kenry Trust, they did it for Ken Hinkley, Port Adelaide. I'd love to see him at Geelong as a director or development coach. Back where he was, because obviously the Port fans don't respect him, judging by their Twitter comments about him when they made that a farewell post, Port Adelaide. We'll take him as a development coach. He can develop our kids or a VFL team, whatnot. But this Gold Coast, what an absolute load of garbage this AFL is. They're doing everything they can to get this team in. That they'll beat Essendon. Oh, I really wish Essendon would fucking destroy them. But unfortunately, it won't happen. It won't happen. But the free ride that they've got is absolutely ridiculous. I feel sorry for Footscray or Freo, because whoever finishes ninth because of this ridiculous schedule, that they'll ask for the biggest ride in 2026. Footscray finished ninth. I bet you they'll say we want 10 games at Ballarat for compensation for that stupid decision you decided to give Gold Coast and Essendon. When you could have rescheduled this a week after, when Essendon were actually decent and didn't have injuries. I know, but you schedule them right at the end of the season when everyone's banged up, everyone couldn't be asked to play. Absolute disgraceful. I feel sorry for whoever comes ninth, unless it's Hawthorn. That we don't care about that.
If it's possible.
Yeah, but whoever finishes ninth, that is absolute bullshit. And if it's Footscray or Freo, they should say we want 10 games a year at home against big teams. We don't want to travel, and I think they should get it. Absolutely ridiculous. The AFL trying to get Gold Coast over line. They're the biggest flat trackers in the history of the AFL. As if you couldn't beat Port Adelaide. I know what Port Adelaide, their players wanted to play for Ken, but it was on a plate for you, and you didn't take it. You absolutely bottled it. And you haven't even bloody won at Adelaide Oval yet. You're the only team that hasn't won at Adelaide Oval in its history. That is pathetic. Absolute pathetic.
Unlike Geelong, we can't lose at Adelaide Oval.
Yeah, unlike Geelong, that's what we should say. The AFL, let's sell our MCG games and play at Adelaide Oval. That would be good for me. That might be good for post-game live. But no, just a ridiculous decision by the AFL scheduling that game months where Essendon were done, shot, no injuries. So congratulations, Gold Coast, for making the finals. At whose expense, I don't know. But absolute bullshit. But anyway, Thank you so much for Ben, and I'm off now. I'm done. Goodbye.
Yeah. Oh, is he gone? I don't know. I can't tell. He's gone. He just hangs up. All right. Thanks, Lucas, for coming on again, and make sure we get some baubles. We'll just hang some baubles and some tinsel. We've got to keep adding the decorations, the Christmas decorations after every Geelong win as we go along. And enjoy the next few weeks. All right. It's time for the Vella family. Are we ready, Bianca? Thumbs up. Let's go. Hello. How you going?
Good.
Did you like that win? Were you so happy with the way Cats played tonight?
No.
Well, it can't be awesome every week.
Yeah, but it's Richmond.
Yeah, true. Did you want to win by 100 points?
We should have won at least more than 50.
Yeah, I know. Oh well.
Like,
how'd you handle it, Dad?
I like the first half.
Yeah.
And then it's just like the players, I just kind of went to sleep.
Yeah. Did you go tonight, Bianca?
no.
Nah, watched it on telly.
It was a good decision not to as well.
Yeah.
Because, like, in the first half, everyone saw at one stage it was a 71-point lead. And I'm like, we should not win. We should win by 50 points or plus. And then all the Geelong players just kind of switched off, and Richmond just ran cones around us.
It felt like that, didn't it? But sometimes, you got to look at the big picture, and winning against Richmond tonight wasn't going to change anything. So it kind of makes a bit of sense. But, I like watching Geelong play really well. And, hopefully we'll get to see them play really well against next week. Who are we going to play next week, Bianca? Who do you think we're going to play next week?
Either Hawthorn or...
Ladder predictor.
It's going to be Brisbane, I think.
Oh, come
It's gonna
on!
be Brisbane.
Not Collingwood.
Nah.
Brisbane, knock off. Seriously.
Well, if Hawthorn beats Brisbane, they're not going to. You wouldn't think they're going to thrash Brisbane, so they might only just beat them. And if that happens, we're playing Collingwood. If they only just beat Brisbane, we're playing Collingwood.
Playing Collingwood is better than playing Brisbane.
No,
I hate
think
Brisbane. That's a curse.
I don't think it'll be a close game. I think I don't think we'll be playing Collingwood.
Aww.
I think it'll be. I'm pretty sure it'll be Brisbane. I'm confident it's going to be Brisbane.
Who would you rather
I'm
play?
ready for it.
An interstate team or a Melbourne team in Brisbane in Hawthorn or Collingwood?
Is Max
I'm not fussed. I really want to play Brisbane again
Why?
because I feel like we owe them.
Test them.
I
Test
wanna
yourself
go
against
back.
the best.
I'm going
Yep.
to say
No, shut up. I'm ready. I want to get back to that. I mean, what do you got to lose? I still got that taste of how our season ended last year. I want to go back. I want to get them back for it. So,
And also, like, Brisbane are not that good. When you see the big
And,
picture,
you
they're
know,
not that good.
do you really want to spend a a Friday night or a Saturday night with a bunch of Collingwood or Hawthorn supporters? Not really. I think
Yeah. Actually, yeah. Brisbane supporters are not the best, but they're better than Collingwood or Hawthorn supporters. They're just stupid.
So,
Yeah.
so
Well,
no, but I'll play anyone. Just bring on
we've beaten
finals.
if we go play Adelaide, I've got no fears. If we lose the first final and have to go to Adelaide, well, we win there all the time, and we've beaten Adelaide 8 times out of the last 9 games.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we're fine. We're the team to beat. We're the outright premiership favourite, which
we're the one. Yeah.
I'm getting a bit nervous. Nervous.
If North Melbourne beat Adelaide and we beat Richmond by more, we could have been minor premiers.
Yeah, but Adelaide could have lost the other night, but they somehow held on. That's okay. It doesn't really matter at the end of the day, does it? I mean, we've got 17 wins. We're second on the ladder. Got a home final. We're probably going to play a team that we can't seem to beat, or a team that's a home tenant at the MCG. So I don't know if it was all worth it, but I think it doesn't matter as long as we play well. I think we'll. You have to play well to win anyway. You can't really hope to win a grand final, make it through it and win a grand final, and just hopefully you get all the teams that they're not going to play well against you. It's not how it works. Everyone wants to win, so it is what it is. But are you feeling like we're going to play Brisbane? That's what you're thinking, Brendan? Brisbane next week?
Yep.
Yeah. It's the most likely scenario.
Yeah.
Will you go to the game?
100%.
Saturday night, probably good. Saturday, it'll be a night game, you'd think. Twilight. Sorry, not even a twilight game. It'll be a 7:10, 7:20 sort of start, you'd think.
We're going.
We'll be at the final for sure, 100%.
Because we had a video of we being in our seats in last year in the final against Brisbane, and I was worried.
Yeah.
Very worried. You could see that.
We'll be there for sure. I don't take finals for granted. Like,
you got to go.
You got to. You just because you never know when it's gonna come to a halt. I mean, there's teams imagine how Essendon supporters feel like they just want to make it. It's the best. It's a completely different thing. The season just changes.
If you can afford, not everyone can afford it too. I should point out that finals are expensive, and especially if you're trying to take your whole family, it's not cheap. And especially if you've gone to a lot of footy through a year. But yeah, it is one of those things. It's one of the best feelings ever. If you can watch your team have a great win. We all remember the last time we played Collingwood at the MCG in a final. How amazing was that? And obviously the grand finals speak for themselves, but just finals that you win to be there. I wish I could have been there for the final against Port Adelaide last year. That would have been tremendous.
That was good. Yeah, we were at the viewing party.
Oh, really?
Yeah, at GMHBA Stadium.
Oh, I do recall that actually.
Yeah, it was. That was a fun night actually. It was funny because I took Bianca and Declan. We drove up, and as we drove into the car park, Declan's asleep.
Yeah.
What? Oh,
it's
no.
Declan, no. It's like this is going to be a long night. But no, he got a second wind and enjoyed it. Dancing up the front. But no, if we do have to play interstate this year in the finals, that would be. I'd love for GMHBA Stadium in Geelong to do the viewing parties again. It's a really good atmosphere. So
exactly.
But that's not going to happen because let's face it, we're going to win through our first qualifying final and just steamroll to the prelim, and then win another flag.
I would love if they Geelong hired out the IMAX in Carlton and just put the grand final on IMAX and just
IMAX 100%.
Let all the Geelong supporters come in and just imagine watching that on the full screen. To Tom Atkins laid a huge tackle. Bang! Top of 50. I'm just reminding me of Max Rook, the poll.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm reminiscing a little bit. Tom Atkins is clearly getting most of the votes because of the younger audience. Max Rook for me every day of the week.
100%.
Sorry, Tom, I love you, but it's got to be Max Rook. It has
Yes.
to be Max Rook. Anyway.
You don't even know who Max Rook is. He was
Put the grand final videos on, Dad. I was watching the Richmond game from 2007, the round 6 game the other day.
Yeah.
I just thought, I'm just feeling a bit nasty towards the Tigers. I thought I'll put that game on just for 10 goals in the first 3 quarters, each quarter. That was great. Then we sort of eased up on them in the fourth, kick 6 or something like that. But yeah, Bianca, who did you like tonight? Because it was a bit of a sloppy game. I think that's the word of the night, sloppy. But must have been some plays that you thought were good tonight that you want to talk about. Have you got anyone in your notebook?
Who you got?
DeConning. No,
Come on, give us some names.
not DeConning.
Ugh.
Come on.
You go.
Any good?
Let me rack
no.
up.
It's a tough one.
Oh, I
Tom
thought
Stewart.
Tom Stewart was
Tom
good
Stewart.
again. I
Yep.
think that he really enjoyed that. Oh, no, sorry. I'll take that back. He enjoyed the first half.
Yeah.
I think
Yep.
he enjoyed the first half, like all the boos and just like he just.
Oh, he
played that
loved
up.
it. Loved
But
it.
then I think in the second half, there was too many inside 50s. I don't think
Like-
he was enjoying it after that. It was like, this is crap.
Come on. I'm trying to rest. I'm trying to
Yeah,
can
it's like
the mids help us out a little bit.
just like, what are you doing to me here?
Like, seriously, guys.
No one's talked about Ollie Dempsey's little scissor kick, whatever it was, the little judo sort of side kick that landed off the ground and landed on Jazzar's chest. That was a special moment, and his goal from the angle.
Yeah.
Those were some good moments. Who else
Reece
had
was
a
good.
Reece was
good
great.
early.
Stole.
Reece Stanley was good early. So
He nearly got hurt though.
He did?
He nearly got hurt. He landed awkwardly, and I thought, "Oh, Reece, what are you doing? Don't be silly, Reece."
nah, he's got young legs. He's all right.
No. No, he isn't. He's got legs like yours.
Anyone from Richmond that you thought was any good, or do we not really know? We don't really care about Richmond, do we?
She's got apparently 3-2-1s for Richmond and Geelong.
Oh, what? All right, give us give us some. Come on.
I don't get it.
Dion Festia, Jacob Hopper, and Noah Bolter.
Noah Bolter, Mr. Parole himself.
Yes.
You didn't even look at the other team
Yeah, I don't.
until the last half.
Exactly.
That's all you saw.
Weren't worth looking at.
Bianca, will you, if we go to the final, we're all at the final, and
Bet.
Oisin Mullen kicks a goal, will you run onto the
Bet.
field with me and celebrate? I am gonna lose my mind. And you know what he's gonna do? He's gonna do it in the grand final, like Sam DeConning did, kicks his first ever goal in the grand final.
Ooh.
He'll do it in the grand final, yeah.
Yep.
What do we
Come
get?
Done. Deal.
Think about this.
Run
We
onto
get
the field.
double.
Don't worry about Jez's 100. Oisin Mullen kicks his first goal. We're running into
What
the.
if we?
What if we get a double?
What if we get a
Just
double?
100 and
Oh,
In the grand final, we get just as 100th and Mullins first back to back
and Tom Atkins lays his
Back to
20th
back.
tackle in the grand final.
in 2 waves. The people just jump back on the field. Let's go.
Let's go.
and the security would be like, what the?
Yep. But Spartacus, you can come too if you're making the trip from Queensland. I think maybe I've got that wrong. Max almost killing Raph Clark in the 09 grand final. Will never lose my brain. That's exactly right. That was true. You're going to have to put the 09 grand final on for Bianca, Brendan, if you've got that. Do we still have DVDs, or is that just a
We
YouTube
did.
those days? It's just the
I did.
highlights of
I
the
showed
09.
you the highlights last week, actually. Yes. Yeah, I showed her the pre-game because, that's right. Jimmy Barnes was playing. in the pre-game. He played no second prize.
Yeah.
So yeah, I played her that, and then I played her the toe poke.
The toe poke.
The toe poke from Gary Ablett Jr. to Matthew Scarlett.
Oh yeah.
And then
Other way around. Yep.
You're Chappie.
Scarlett to Gary, Ablett to Scarlett, yeah. Keep getting on. And what else was there? Max Rook kicked the first goal of the grand final.
Yep. Yeah, he did. And the last.
He caught Clark.
For some reason, he decided to have a shot after the siren. For some weird reason. Typical Max
he
Rook.
made it 12 points.
Would have been better if it was less than a goal, less than 10 points. But anyway, because it was worthy of a close game, that one. But he sort of, I'm just going to kick it through and get on the scoreboard for
That
whatever.
was incredible.
He
Just
kicked a goal in
thinking
the 07 grand final. He kicked a couple of goals, I think. Did he?
Yes. Yeah, he got a 50-meter penalty, I think.
50-meter penalty.
Yep.
I felt like he got one from in play as well.
He got one, because he got caught high and then kicked the goal anyways. There was one in play too. And that was the year they sent him to Germany in 2007.
To Hans Zimmer.
Yep. Halfway through the year,
Hans
they sent him to Germany.
the cow doctor.
Yeah. And he came back late in the season, and that's right. So they knew they needed him.
Have you, Bianca? Have you seen? So I apologize, Bianca. I'm saying all these things that you don't know what I'm talking about. But have you seen Forrest Gump?
No.
No. He looks like when Forrest Gump was running from one side of the country to the other.
He was, yeah.
I was running. Anyway, sorry, that's another one for the off season. There's plenty of things to catch up on in the off season, but you're back into AFLW mode. There's a game on tomorrow, Bianca. As we start to wrap the show, I've got to finish at 9 o'clock tonight, but 3:05 tomorrow against the Crows.
3:05 against Adelaide. We have Chantal Mason, Bella Smith, and Erica Fowler is in, and out is Zali Friswell, Kate Darby, who unfortunately did a calf last week, and Caitlin Thorne. And then Chantal Mason is going to kick a bag, and we know that because me and Dad went to some of her Geelong Falcon games. She definitely knows what the goals is, but we need a win badly. Like after the Sydney game, after cooking Gold Coast, I'm feeling worried for next week.
Do you know what I should do?
We need a win to calm the nerves.
You don't want to go 0-2. Come on.
Can I ask you a question, Bianca? And I'm going to break the rules of the show because I was going to give the pizza to someone in the chat. But do you reckon we should give it to Chantal Mason? Is it her first game for the Cats?
No. She played. No. I think she played 2 games last year.
But it is Erica Fowler's though.
It's Erica Fowler's first game, but she played. She's played.
All right. How about we let him share it? I'll reach out to Chantal if you're watching. Chantal, you've won the pizza. Sorry, everyone else. If you're hoping it was coming your way tonight.
Chantal Mason gets the pizza.
Chantal Mason gets the pizza. Well done. Drop your pizzas in the emojis in the chat. No, that's good. Hopefully, it's going to be tough for the AFLW girls to get a win because of all the injuries, and thoughts go out to Jackie Parry and Darbs and Chloe Shear, who's just, we haven't seen Chloe for a while, but we absolutely love Chloe Shear on the Hoops crew. Just can't seem to, I hope she finds her way back into the AFL list. But it's going to be tough for the girls to get a win over there against a pretty strong side in Adelaide, which most years they are pretty good, aren't they? So,
well, last week they lost to St Kilda by 20 points. So you never know.
Who knows? Flog them. Absolutely flog them. And
Let's
what's
send
happening?
Message.
Do we know what's happening with the VFL scratch match? Do we know anything about that?
You mean the George Stevens showcase? Is that what that's what it's going to be?
The George Stevens.
There it is.
Justice for George.
We probably would have done a little bit better if we had George playing.
Yeah.
We got
That's
Jed,
what we were missing.
Jed was there. Justice for
Jed was
Jed.
there.
We're back
We
to
gave-
Justice George again now.
Yeah, George gave Richmond bloody nightmares last time we played them. And like they were looking over their shoulder tonight, and they were like, "Oh, he's not here. That's all right. We'll just keep it close."
Has anyone talked about the Tom Atkins breaking the record for most tackles in a year?
Not really, but we've talked a bit about Tom. But you can finish the show off. You've got about 5 minutes, so you can tell me all about that if you like, and then I'll end the stream and go pick my daughter up.
203 tackles in a season.
Incredible.
Talk.
Yeah, don't you want me to talk? Everyone wants to hear you. No one wants to hear me. He beat Scott Selwood, was it, that I saw?
I think so. Yep.
Yeah, there you go.
Will he hold it for one more week?
Well,
Will
how much does Rowell need?
Well, he only got 2 tackles, and this week he was 6 behind. And then after Gold Coast played, he was 4 behind because he only got 2 tackles. And then Tom got 9 tackles, and now he's 13 ahead. So he needs 14 to take. He needs 13 to tie, but 14 to win it, to win the Tom Atkins Award.
Nah.
Too much?
Bound.
Nah, Atkins has got it. He's got it.
In the bag. Easy.
Build him a statue. Build him a bobblehead. That's what they should build him. Get him a
Exactly.
bobblehead.
Like,
They've
where
already
is
designed it.
We've
Give it
got
a like.
all of them except Cam Guthrie.
Yeah.
Get on the Twitter account and give it a like. If I get 1,000 views, 1,000 likes, I'm going to be contacting the AFL store and demanding that they make it. So, or maybe we'll get in touch with Hot Toys, those really premium toy makers, and we'll get them to do it. Or maybe I'll just dip into my retirement fund and spend my own money and get it made. Well, we'll take Paul's money. Paul doesn't need to get paid. We'll just we'll use some of his Hoops Crew money. All right, Dad, have you got 3, 2, 1s for yourself? And Bianca, did you have some Geelong ones as well?
Yeah.
Bianca does.
All right, give us your 3, 2, 1s, and then we'll finish the show up.
3 Tom Stewart, 2 Brian Myers, and 1 Reece Stanley.
Oh,
Reece
got 1.
Big Ruck Stanley.
Oh my goodness. Oh no, okay, I'll go Bailey Smith 3, Tom Stewart 2, Max Holmes 1.
What about Max?
They touched the ball. They didn't really have a big impact.
I like him. Let's just pray for that hamstring. Let's just make sure we're at that
Max
season
Holmes.
now. Yeah, where it's just like
I'm going to give a vote to Tom Atkins because Mrs. Hoops would want me to do that. But I'll give 2 votes to I'll give 3 votes to Bailey Smith and maybe 2 votes to Grind, I think.
Grind. Yep.
Grind. All right. Thanks for coming on. Thanks for waiting.
Everyone.
We'll see you in about 2 weeks' time unless we have some other reason to do a live show in the meantime. I don't think we will, but go Cats.
Go Cats!
See ya.
Go Cats.
Beautiful. All right. That is me done, everyone. I'm signing off after another Cats victory, 17th win of 2025. Yeah, I picked the Cats to finish second with 17 wins, but I also picked Carlton to finish top. So, a bit each way there. So what can you do? But yeah, good home and away season from the footy club. You should be very, very proud of yourselves, boys. Bottle it, take it into the first final. All the finalists will do the same thing. Everyone will be feeling confident and hopeful of getting a win in the first week. But the Cats probably with a home ground advantage, most likely against Brisbane. There's a bit of payback coming their way. And I think we're in better shape this time around, especially if we've got a fit Max Holmes. We had that game on ice last year. We should have won the grand final, but this is our year. This is our redemption year. Let's make it happen. Thanks for watching, everyone. Go Cats. We'll see you on the next one. Take care.
Top of the show, dropping pussy down facts, mitts, forwards and backs, representing G-Town. clicking on the knobs. The man don't miss, he loves to react. His words cut deep, he's a counter-attack. Balls on fire, brings the mic to life. Don't fuck with P-Dog if you value your life. Oh, they fuck shit up, yeah, they run G-Town. The Hoops crew's here and they'll never back down. Jake, Tommy, Sambo, always rocking the game. Benny and Paul, man, remember the names. In the studio, Jake's bringing the noise. With Johnny and Sambo, the chaps chat boys, they're electric and they're ready to roll. The boys are on fire and they're taking control. Recaps and previews, yeah, they cover it all. Part of the Hoops crew with Benny and Paul. They fuck shit up, yeah, they run G-Town. The Hoops crew, baby, they'll never back down. Jake, Johnny, Sambo, always rocking the game. Benny and Paul, chasing glory and fame. Brad with the sleeves, Max Holmes and Jack Bowes. Tommy fucking Atkins, he'll break your damn nose. Stewie in the middle, and Reese in the ruck. They see Big Jezza and they know they're fucked. They're the G-Town boys, go hard or go home. They're fucking insane, taking over the throne. Oh, they fuck shit up, yeah, they run G-Town.